folks, how are you doing? I hope that I find you all very well indeed and you're all having a great day so far. Well, as promised, here is my wee Jaffa cake recipe. Well, it's not actually my recipe. I've taken inspiration from a couple of different places. I was watching a chap the other day on the Malat channel do Jaffa cakes and I thought they looked fab. So I said, I'm going to give that a wee go. And then I had a look and apparently they're having a bit of a moment just now because they were featured on the Great British Bake Off, I think, with Mary Berry. So I went and had a wee look at her recipe as well and also had a look at another couple of folks' recipes. So I've taken wee bits from all of them. And let me tell you, it's been a bit of a journey. I started off making these this morning and I've had such a busy day. I've been sort of going back and forward all day. So you'll see the light gradually getting worse and worse as the recipe goes on. But they were absolutely delicious, but definitely a wee bit of a faff. If you're looking for something to do for a couple of hours, if you've got the kids and you want to do a wee messy recipe, then definitely give it a go. It's loads of fun. But, you know, I would just, in future, I think I would just go out and buy a box because they're relatively cheap, you know. So, yeah, it was fun, you know, it was fun to give it a bash, but I would definitely buy them in future. But if you want to give them a go for yourself, everything that I'm using will be in the description box down below, along with grams and ounces and cups, depending on what sort of measuring system you use. Yep, so let's move on and I'll tell you what I've used today. The first thing I've got is one orange and you just want to grate the zest off of this. I've also got 1 small tablespoon of orange marmalade, 50 grams of caster sugar, 2 free-range eggs, 180 grams of dark chocolate, 135 grams of orange jelly, 50 grams of self-raising flour, and you're also going to need some boiling water and a wee dash of vegetable oil. Yep, so that's it. Not many ingredients, so let's move on and see what's next. So this is the chocolate that I'm using. The recipe actually said you're best to use 36% cocoa solids, or round about that. And this is the orange jelly, and you'll also need a couple of eggs. So this is an actual Jaffa cake here. I mean, you can get a big box of these for less than £1, so in future I'll be buying mine. So the first thing you want to do is get your orangey bit done. So grab yourself a bowl and then pop in your jelly cubes. This is 135 grams. And you want to zest your orange. And put 3/4 of your zest in the bowl. Just keep a wee bit back to the end. We're just going to use a wee bit to decorate at the end. Try not to go right through to the white because that can be quite bitter. And I'm just going to pop in a tablespoon of orange marmalade. And then your boiling water on top. Now just keep stirring until it's completely dissolved. This is just 150 mils of boiling water. Only take you a couple of minutes. Then you want to grab yourself a shallow dish and line that with cling film and just pour your jelly in. You want quite a thin layer of this. And just refrigerate this until it's set. It won't take long, probably take about an hour or less if you refrigerate it. The next thing we're going to do is your spongy bit. So grab yourself a bain-marie, which is just a bowl over some simmering water. Make sure your bowl doesn't actually touch the water though. Pop in your eggs and your sugar and you just want to whisk this for 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes till it gets nice and creamy and pale. Then you want to pop in your sifted self-raising flour and just whisk until it's fully incorporated. You can fold this in by hand if you prefer. Then you want to grab yourself any kind of muffin tin or bun tin. I'm just using a shallow bun tin. And I've just popped in 1 tablespoon of my mixture. I've greased this tin and I've also lined the bottoms with some greaseproof paper just to make sure. Because I've never made this before, so I was just being doubly sure just in case they stick, but these were fine. So into your oven between 8 and 10 minutes and your temperatures are on the screen there for you. And while you're waiting, you can go back to your jelly, which should be set by now, or hopefully should be set. You just want to get this out of your dish and grab yourself a small cutter, just slightly smaller than your sponge discs. Just cut out as many as you're going to need. This mixture will give you 12 cakes. So like I said, you don't want it too thick, but I've made mine slightly thicker than they would probably be originally, but I like the orangey bit. And just set them aside until we need them later. So these are my cakes just out of the oven, and I was really happy with these. Perfect colour, you know, the texture is absolutely perfect. They're lovely and springy, but they've got that signature sort of sticky, almost chewy texture that you do get with Jaffa cake. So I was super happy with these. They couldn't have been any better actually. The next thing I'm going to do is melt my chocolate. So I'm just adding a wee bit of vegetable oil to my chocolate and then putting it into the microwave. The reason I'm doing this is because it'll stay more liquidy longer, which is really helpful when you're doing this kind of thing. It won't dry up and seize up anywhere near as quickly as it would normally. And I'm just coating the underside of my sponges with this melted chocolate. You want to keep the dome side, you know, bare. You want to keep that for the underside. And once it's set, I just pop my orangey discs on top and then covered it again with some more melted chocolate. Super easy. And again, you just want to let this set. And I'm sorry if you can hear next door's dog. He's been barking all day. And again, like I said, you just want to let these set, but just before they set, I'm going to grate on some more, or pop on some more of my grated orange zest, just to make them a wee bit different. And these were them, this was them done. And I've just sliced one through the middle just to let you see. And I'm really sorry about the lighting, guys. It was absolutely terrible. But like I said, I did start these in the morning or this morning. But when I actually got around to them, you know, being finished, it was quite a few hours later. So the light outside was getting quite dark. So that's why, you know, I'll need to look into how I can combat that actually, because sometimes I've got that problem as well with meals of the week. Sometimes the lighting is absolutely perfect, and obviously depending on the time of day and when you're having your tea, it can be quite dark, and sometimes, you know, my wee videos are quite dull, so I'll definitely have to try and look into that. So yeah, so that was the wee recipe. Easy enough, but definitely a wee bit of a faff, especially with the chocolate. You know, it's quite tricky and a bit messy. So I'll be buying mine in future. But like I said, it is good fun, and yeah, give it a wee go. They're absolutely delicious though. I mean, that orangey bit in particular, the texture was spot on, as was the sponge. I mean, it was just exactly the same, and everybody loved them. So yeah, so maybe it was worthwhile after all. But like I said, they are really cheap if you buy them out the shop. We get a double pack I bought, and they were 79 pence, so less than £1, and I think you're getting about 24. So yeah, but thank you very much, guys, for coming over and checking out the wee video, and I will be back tomorrow for meals of the week as usual. So hopefully I'll see you back for that. And I've got a wee cracker of a recipe next week. It's a slow cooker one, and it involves cream and chicken breast and mushrooms, and yeah, that's going to be delicious. So looking forward to that. So until I see you next, guys, mind to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye now.